COVID-19 has not only affected the country, but we also see that many students have resorted to sports betting, to gambling and betting industry. This is whereby they are doing sort of that because they are reluctant, they lack education skills. As per now, we are into COVID-19. That's where we look into how COVID-19 has really affected the school and its surroundings. But now we have met with different people who has given us their views about the effects of COVID-19 to them and the school.
Since March 2020, the education system has never stabilized. Yeah, in the midway there, His Excellency brought in reopening, substantial reopening in phases, but he didn't do much. Only that the candidates managed to finish their year, and shortly after the other classes had come back, COVID hit us again, and the students went back home. So far, they have been home. We meet most of them on the way. Teachers have gone, and being private schools, I think, have been affected by COVID so much because, like the private teachers who are not on government salary, spending all these months without getting money is hard. Actually, I'm expecting that most of them are likely to leave the teaching profession due to this pandemic, because some have started some small businesses, others have gone in bricklaying, others have gone for farming. So whoever will pick up and maybe the business is working, they are likely not to come back, which I think affects the education system and the learners' progress. Maybe the online teaching for some students who come from well-to-do families, they could have gained something, and maybe the TV and radio teaching. But to a bigger percentage, I think it has not worked for most people from rural areas and those who come from the families that are not yet so much well developed, because some people do not have even the TVs, or even those who have this data, everyday data for going on Zoom, leave alone the application of Zoom, is not easy for students. So generally, I think COVID-19 pandemic has affected studies and education system negatively.
COVID-19 has been a very deadly disease in Uganda since last year 2020 in March, when Museveni declared a first lockdown that affected many public places, including schools, hotels, and other public places like bettings, as we are to discuss more. But on this juncture, we have looked on two schools which have been our main topic. It has been affected by COVID-19 since its shutdown that was declared by President Museveni, that led many students go home where they are stranded, they have nothing to do, and even some have resorted to some works which are not profitable, like prostitutions. We see our marriages in this one. Fornication has increased. In this case, we are in live in Shade District, where we have discussed, we have met with very many people, including our head teacher, beloved one of St. Gonzaga, who have discussed